Man, I guess it's October again. God knows where the rest of the year went. Oh, wait. Well, I suppose it's only natural that I talk about some spooky games this month, even though I always talk about horror games any time of the year. Though, what's a spooky game, though? Oh yeah. Wait a sec. That's not scary. I want to play a scary Doom game. The Doom games used to be scary in the 90s, but people nowadays seem to think they were complete action games, rather than a mix of both action and horror. What is a scary Doom game, though? Doom 3, of course. Oh, no, wait. I've played Doom 3 like 9,000 times, and I've played the Resurrection of Evil expansion pack loads too. Damn, I've already drained the shallow well of Doom 3 content. Wait. Doom 3 The Lost Mission is a bit of an oddity. They claim that the game is a Lost Mission set, but levels use rooms that appeared in Doom 3, just rearranged in minor ways. There isn't really much information on the creation of the Lost Mission. The only new sections are just like 2 rooms on Mars in the Exis labs, and the entirety of the Hell section. So, what's the story in the Lost Mission? Unimportant. We play as a Marine that survives the attack on his squad. This is actually based off the cutscene in the original Doom 3 in the M-Pro plan. Our non-character then wanders around before he's contacted by Scientist Dude. His actual name? Unimportant. One thing I'd like to mention is that the Scientist Dude's character model is just a stock generic scientist from the base game, like all the scientists you see throughout the original Half-Life that all look the same. When it's an original character, you should probably design a new character model. I guess all the budget they had to work with went into those sick Hell levels though. So, Scientist Dude's like, we have to close this portal to Hell, which is all we do in these stupid games, but before we can use the teleporter, we must fix it first. So, after a relatively brief fetch quest, we're off to Hell to shut down the portal because the galaxy brains at the Exis Labs thought that it would be a good idea to make a portal that needs to be shut down from both Mars and literal Hell. Upon reaching Hell, the game's quality increases dramatically. These levels could quite possibly be the greatest representation of Hell in a video game ever. Maybe not as good as the original Hell level in the original Doom 3, but they're honestly in a league of their own. There's also a boat ride over a river of lava, which is taking pretty much direct inspiration from Canto 8 of Dante's Inferno. I've never felt that the newer Doom games, quite got Hell. They always missed the mark, with them being overlit and lacking any atmosphere. So, good job, The Lost Mission. You're doing something right. Finally. So, after riding this high, the game returns to feeling a bit like a budget version of the original game as we reach the final boss. This part sucks. We start off fighting standard enemies, which is perfectly fine. Then the boss arrives, and it's the Guardian. What's the Guardian? A boss from Doom 3, but the Lost Mission takes the boss and dumbs it down to such a degree where it becomes as basic as the bosses from the original Doom games. The Icon of Sin took more strategy to beat, and that was just a wall. No longer does the Guardian send out Seekers that you have to take down before you can deal any damage to it. Now you just shoot it until it dies. You can really make mincemeat out of this boss, as your BFG is statistically likely to be chock full of ammunition. This means you can beat the boss in under a minute. This ties to a major issue with the BFG edition. Bigger than the shoulder-mounted flashlight. The biggest issue? The overabundance of ammo. This makes Doom 3, a game that wasn't even that hard to begin with, even easier. Doom 3 is literally one of the only games where you actually need to play it on the hardest difficulty to get any sense of challenge out of it. Just don't play it on Nightmare, that's just a joke. However, I would argue that The Lost Mission is harder than the original Doom 3 and Resurrection of Evil, as you don't have any special items or abilities, like the Soul Cube and whatever that bullet time thing was in Resurrection of Evil. So, at least The Lost Mission offers a sense of challenge on the Marine and Veteran difficulties. Overall, The Lost Mission is nothing special. If it didn't have those awesome hell levels at the end, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. The game is practically built on a lie. They're not lost missions, because they didn't exist until 2012, 8 years after Doom 3 came out. Clearly, the addition of The Lost Mission was to drum up sales by promising Doom fans content that was missing since the original game's release. But the game did really well anyways, because at that point, Doom 3 hadn't seen a release on the Xbox 360 and PS3, so that's why people were buying it. If someone who already owned Doom 3 bought the BFG edition to play this long-lost mission, I bet they were sorely disappointed by it. The Lost Mission feels like a semi-basic mod for Doom 3, but I've seen mods do more creative things, such as create new environments, enemies and weapons. The Lost Mission feels like a basic set of remixed levels until like the last 45 minutes. The game is also really short, taking me under 2 hours to beat, but at the end of the day, it's more Doom 3. I'm a huge fan of Doom 3. It was my introduction to the legendary series. Sometimes I think it's my favourite Doom, at least on an aesthetic level. It's a game that has some beautiful sound design, being one of the most exquisitely detailed games I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. And the BFG edition isn't all bad either. It comes with the all-new glorious Doom 2 episode, No Rest for the Living, which has better level design than the actual Doom 2. Despite the BFG edition having the big pills on the health packs due to the British Red Cross not liking their logo appearing in a violent game where you battle the hordes of hell. But if pills on the health packs in the original Doom games ruin your experience, I think you're nitpicking. The Lost Missions, at the end of the day, it's just fun, and it remains true to the spirit of Doom 3. Just don't buy the BFG edition just to play that. Buy it for everything else included in it. Well, I guess that's the review over. It just doesn't feel spooky enough for the Halloween season. I feel like I should talk about something else, but oh well, I'm sure I'll think of something. I'll see you in the next review, and as always, have a nice life.